and this is me cramming my what do you call it, psychological theory, I guess,
Sure.
into the episode. There's this quote that he sees. We see him go to the puppet show again, and there's Florian the Fool, I believe, is the name of like the story, you know. And I think both he and oh, I can't remember her name, Too Tall,
Yeah,
something
Tenzel.
Too Tall. Yeah, Tenzel Too Tall. They both say this thing of all men are fools and all men are knights.
Yeah.
And uh, I was trying to look at the episode through this lens of kind of imposter syndrome or kind of like feeling like higher or lower than another person, you know?
Right.
And when I combine those two ideas, I don't know if this is their intention with all men are fools and all men are knights, but to me, I
Yeah.
thought a lot about like kind of ACT type stuff of
Yeah.
when you are feeling very imposter syndrome, if there are any athletes that are listening to this or like, you know, high performers or whatever, there might be times where you compare yourself to other people and you see your foolishness, you see your flaws. And I think there's even a moment where Dunk says like, is there no measure in which I am not like clearly a fool? You know, is there no metric where I am
Yeah.
like clearly but not a fool, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we all feel that at times, this feeling of like, geez, like I'm just so aware of the ways that I am not good enough, or like I'm so aware of the things that I'm insufficient in. And when I hear the all men are fools and all men are knights, it kind of helps me with the ACT of like both and. It's not an all or nothing thought, you know. It's that all men are foolish at times and all men are knights at times,
Yeah.
and we have both in us. We are not just one or the other, you know. We are both knights who are foolish at times and fools who can be knightish at times. And that doesn't
Yeah.
go for men either, you know, or like all, it's not just men, it's just people in general. I think there's something ACT about that phrase that we can acknowledge that sometimes we're fallible, sometimes we're foolish, sometimes we are not good enough, we have weaknesses, but that doesn't mean we don't also have strengths and that we don't also have something to be proud of, you know. And I think Dunk is in a place for a lot of this episode where he mostly just feels the foolish part and
Sure.
mostly just feels the anxiousness and he mostly just feels the worry. And I don't think that's the whole story. Just like it might not be for any of us listening to this podcast, that like you may have moments where those flaws or your shortcomings are very obvious to you. But just like Dunk isn't only his foolishness, he is also a knight. You are not only your weaknesses, you are also your strengths. And I think that's something I would, if I were Dunk hearing that
Yeah.
play, that's what I would hope I could take away. You know, that's what I would hope that I can learn from my crush, although I might be
Yeah.
distracted because she's my crush.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And hopefully that was sinking in the back of Dunk's mind. But when Tanzel kind of jokingly quoted that line to him, it seemed like he didn't get it at all.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And-
I would
and-
agree.
yeah, and maybe he was just taken by her beauty, and then later on he'll get it or something. I don't know.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, those are great points, and in a lot of ways, Dunk is he's um, he's sort of like the ultimate sort of like a symbol of that. All men are fools and all men are knights. He's he's
Yeah.
he's, he's maxing out on it. Um,
Hmm.
where yeah, he's. I don't know if we ever see a knight who is more a fish out of water. I think when we normally see them, they've already overcome that. Like Sir Davos, he was a pirate, or no, he was a smuggler, and
Hmm.
and he didn't even know how to read. But and Dunk doesn't either. But he when we see him, he's already. Uh, maybe a hand to the king, or he's already a trusted advisor to Stannis Baratheon. And I think there's other people who um, had humble beginnings, but when we meet them, they're more
Yeah.
established. And Dunk, he's he's really dealing with the all men are fools part. he's
yes.